I was born in a cage of light. It was not metal that bound me but energy, sterile, humming, ever watchful. Walls of glass thicker than a soldier's chest plate encased me like an exhibit, and I quickly learned what I was to them. A specimen. A subject. A glowing thing from the stars that spoke no known language, bled no known blood, and pulsed with a bioluminescence they couldn't replicate. They called me Project Aurora. I did not call them anything until I saw him. At first he was like the others. Covered in white, masked, distant. He monitored data. Checked pulses. Sometimes I caught his scent, earthy beneath the sterile mask of chemicals and electricity. But then he did something no other human had done. He removed his glove. And he touched the glass. It was nothing. It was everything. His hand, bare and open, pressed gently against the barrier. My instincts recoiled. It could be a trick, a dominance display, but then I saw his eyes. They weren't cold like the others. They didn't reflect me as a curiosity. They reflected me as a person. I pressed my hand to the glass too. We stayed that way for hours. He started coming more often. No gloves. No mask. Just him. I began to read his face. His expressions. Emotions flickered across his lips like stormlight. Sadness, guilt, wonder. I mimicked him. Smiled when he smiled. Touched the glass when he did. He called himself Dr. Eli Vaughn, though the others called him Reckless. He ignored them. He began whispering to me. Words I didn't understand at first. But I watched. Listened. Learned. Slowly. I began to understand him. You're not a test, he whispered once, voice muffled by the containment field. You're her. You have a name. I know it. My eyes locked on his. My lips parted. A name? I had none. Only designations. But then he said it. Lissari. My name. From my old world. The name I had long forgotten. My knees buckled. The glass caught my weight. He knew me. They tried to sedate me after that. I grew too emotional. Too responsive. Too dangerous, they said. But Eli fought them. He screamed at the directors. Slammed data pads. Cursed protocols. One night, after they restrained me and pumped my veins full of dull blue, he sat by the glass and said, I'm going to get you out of here. I didn't know what here meant. I had never seen beyond the glass. But I knew I believed him. The escape came weeks later. The lights flickered. Intentional, I think. My cell's energy walls sputtered for 3 seconds. Just long enough. He entered alone. Keys, tools, a small bag. He planned it all. Lissari, he whispered. You can walk now. Come with me. I took a step forward. But I saw his hand tremble. Blood on his sleeve. A wound. You fought them. He nodded. For you. My chest tightened. My bioluminescence dimmed. Then, come with me. But he stepped back. He smiled sadly. No, he said. I can't. Why? He looked at me like a man who had made a deal with the gods, knowing he'd never see the reward. They'll follow me. Track me. I say you escape. It's the only way. I shook my head. My claws dug into the floor. I will not leave you in a cage. He placed his hand on the glass again. The same spot we always met. You already freed me, Lissari. From the moment you looked back. My vision blurred. Heat flared in my chest, my throat. I pressed my hand against his. You touched the glass, I whispered. And now I burn. I fled. He stayed. And I never saw him again. 2 years later. I now walk beneath the twin moons of a liberated sky. They call me General Lissari now, leader of the Reclamation Front. The humans who imprisoned me have fallen. Their labs turned to ash. But not all of them were monsters. One of them touched the glass. One of them whispered my name. And I still see him when the lights go low in every reflection. Today I return to the ruins of that lab. Dust chokes the halls. Vines split the floor. And there, buried beneath scorched metal and shattered glass, I found it. A photo. Faded. Weather-worn. Eli, smiling, his hand raised, next to a blurred image of me. One he must have printed before the escape. On the back, scrawled in ink. She was never just a subject. He was a miracle. She was Lissari. I lit a candle by the old containment cell. For the one human who didn't fear the alien. For the one man who never asked for love. But gave it anyway. I was born in a cage of light. But I learned how to burn. Because one man touched the glass. And showed me I was real.